It's a glorious day on the planet I love. Let me tell you what I'm thinking of. 'Cause I've been wondering why it was, but it's just life doing what it does. We keep trying to mess it up, they keep trying to bring us down. So I'm just gonna smile at everything around, 'cause I've got earth beneath my feet and the sky above. And it's a glorious day on the planet I love. And don't tell me about someday, somehow, 'cause all we need is right here, right now. I got some rhythm and I got some rhyme, yeah. I got my music and I got my mind. We were singing in circles, imprisoned in the past. No, I'm just gonna be, and I'm free at last. 'Cause I've got earth beneath my feet and the sky above. And it's a glorious day on the planet I love. Because there's children playing somewhere. How's life on Jupiter? I don't care, oh no, 'cause we got lovers just laying there. Oh yeah. Well, I'm no hero, I'm not brave, I'm just tired of being afraid. 'Cause I've been wondering why it was, but it's just life doing what it does. And I've got earth beneath my feet and the sky above. We got to rise and buck that old push and shove, 'cause I've got earth beneath my feet and the sky above. And it's a glorious day on the planet I love. Whoa, 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 it's such a glorious day, yeah. Oh, it's a glorious day. Oh, it's such a glorious day. It's a glorious day on the planet I love. It's a glorious day on the planet I love. It's a glorious day on this here planet we love. Welcome everybody, happy Sunday.
I'm yawning away here. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to have you all here this morning. Yeah, we have a dog who's a little bit of an insomniac, and he wakes us all up at 3 a.m. Thinks it's a great idea to go play outside. And it rained this morning. It rained. That was not on my bingo card. But anyway, I'm glad that you guys are all here this morning. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Brigitte, it's good seeing you. I keep thinking, every time I see you, I think it's the last time I see you, and then I start missing you, and here you are again. Yeah. Playing my emotions like a Stradivarius. Anyway, it's great to have you. It's good to have you here today. And yeah, Jim, I heard you had a great weekend presentation. Good things coming from that. And a great class this morning. All is good. Good. Lee, you're a busy man.
Yep, playing weddings and corporate gigs and along the coast, so can't complain.
Good. And Laura, it's wonderful seeing you. You're doing well. Good. Everybody's all well. Good. Let's just kind of hang out then and do church. So let's see. Do I want to do announcements first? Is there anything to announce? No. Everything's good. Quiet.
Actually, next week is Mother's Day with James Higgins. Yes.
Oh, Mother's Day is next
Is it
Mother's
next?
Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Right.
Second Sunday of May. How'd that happen? Well, and today is in the Greek Orthodox Church. Today is they celebrate Easter.
No.
And Cinco de Mayo. And a personal favorite, it is Karl Marx's birthday. I'm sorry. And are you waving things and pointing at things? Oh, Laura, your mic's on. Okay, well
Now it is.
Please stop mine before I say something.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Laura, your practitioner of the day. I'd like to welcome anyone that's new. You are welcome here. She's shaking her head. I don't think there's anybody new. See? Hi, Tony. Welcome. All faiths are welcome here, and all planets. So yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo. Let's turn to each other and welcome each other to a good morning.
Community. I love it.
All right, now we're going to go to that special place inside our hearts, that glowing, vibrating, divine light. Let's put 2 feet on the floor and take 3 deep breaths. In this moment now, our Father, Mother, divine, absolute, loving power of this universe, we are one, and we are joyful knowing that we are never alone, for we are the ocean, and all the things that go on in life are the little droplets. We are part of everything. I claim that the flow of divine guidance and the flow of prosperity and abundance and perfect health is my nature. I speak for everyone in this room, and I also know that as we let go of the old, it makes way for the new. The new is the highest good for yourself and for everyone around us. And I know without a doubt that I am deserving of all that is good. I live in prayer 24 hours a day. Prayer meaning absolute, positive, highest good. The words I speak, the thoughts I think are for my highest good. I let go of those old words. I let go of those old thoughts and make way for the new. I'm so grateful for this morning with the inspiring message from Reverend Dr. Guy and the wonderful music of Lee Coulter and Jim. And also all of us here today and anyone watching. I am so grateful that you are part of our lives. I release these truths into the divine law, knowing all is well. And together we say, and so it is. Okay, our quote of the day is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. This is my wish for you. Comfort on difficult days, smiles when sadness intrudes, rainbows to follow the clouds. laughter to kiss your lips, sunsets to warm your heart, hugs when spirit sags, beauty for your eyes to see, friendships to brighten your being, faith that you can believe, confidence for when you doubt, courage to know yourself, patience to accept the truth, and love to complete your life. That sounds like a song, Lee.
We'll work on it.
Okay. Yay, here she comes. Trying to be quiet, but we all turned around and looked at her anyway. All right, now we're going to move into a special moment just for you and your loved ones. With each exhale, releasing the old, and with each inhale, filling the healing light of your heart, raising the vibration for yourself and everyone here. So now we invite you to take 3 minutes to let go of all anxiety, worry, and doubt, and change it to 3 minutes of peace. Return to center in this present moment. And so it is.
I'm excited to share a brand new song from one of my favorite singer-songwriters. She's out of Philadelphia, and her name is Carsey Blanton. And this song just feels so right for a space like this. It's called Hope, which I also like because it happens to be my middle name. Little coincidence. Yeah. Hope, such a brutal thing. Oh, the way it stings, coming down like rain upon your desert sand. And hope comes riding in, makes you think again. Just when you think you've folded up your losing hand, she breaks into a heart that's broken, blowing all the doors wide open. I'll keep hoping till the day I die. Hope, what a brittle thing. Oh, the way it sings to light upon your prison wall. And hope, first you start to cry, then you wonder why you got so lucky ever to be born at all. She breaks in to a heart that's broken, blowing all the doors wide open. I'll keep hoping till the day I die. Till the day I die. Some say it's better not to dream. Sometimes I can see just what they mean. So on a very lonely day, I'll put my silly dreams away and face the world exactly as it seems. But then she breaks into a heart that's broken, blowing all the doors wide open. I'll keep hoping till the day I die. Till the day I die. Till the day I die. Hope. Keep it with you. Please welcome the Reverend Dr. Guy Williams.
Oh, let's start. That was you.
That was me.
Oh. So I know that Reverend Angela was here last week, and she stands because I told her, I said, you could sit down if you wanted. And she said, no, I like to stand up and move around, which I think is wonderful. I kind of like to sit. I like to get up and move around too, but I'm going to sit this morning. I've been sitting for a month, so we're going to stop. So I want to talk about lions. Yeah, lions are magnificent creatures, are they not? Big. Their body is about between like 72 and 83 inches, so they're about 6 feet long. They weigh about 500 pounds. Their tails are another 83 to 93 inches. He said with great authority, as he was on Wikipedia earlier this week. And, you know, the girth, the size, the grandeur, the power, everything about a lion, like everything else, it takes a lot of energy to be a lion. It takes a lot of calories to burn to be a lion. And they're capable of so many things. And one of the things that a lion can do relatively easy is they can hunt field mice. But here's the deal with field mice and lions. It takes more energy for a lion to catch a field mouse than it takes the calories that he needs to survive. Well, lions are designed to eat antelopes and should eat antelopes, I suppose, instead of mice, because if a lion will continue feasting on field mice, he will starve to death, because there's just not enough nutrition in there. So I think there's a metaphor in that, because so many times, I don't know about you, but so many times I will waste so much energy pursuing field mice when I should be after the metaphoric antelope. In other words, spending more energy on the petty than the important. And I think questions can be like that too. I think sometimes we can set ourselves with maybe asking the wrong questions as opposed to being willing or courageous. I was thinking about this. I was journaling about this early this week, because I got to tell you, I've been really distracted with the world lately, and my heart has just been torn. And I was thinking, we're asking the wrong question when we ask, who does this land belong to? That's a pointless question. It's a field mouse, because the real question is, how do we live together? Right? I mean, it's not like who belongs to what land. I mean, ask any indigenous person, and you start talking about land ownership, they'll laugh in your face. But I think that's true about so many things. We get caught up, and I think personally we do. I do, because the hard questions can be difficult. Back in the 70s, I remember reading this book. It was The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. Anybody a Kurt Vonnegut fan here? Good, one person, great. Love that stuff, yeah. So 1959, he wrote the book. A college professor recommended it to me in the 70s. And I won't get into the whole story, but one of the main characters, what has happened, and his name is Gronk, and what has happened is he has an antenna or a probe that is put into his mind. So whenever he starts with serious questions, there's a little electric blip that goes on and it causes pain. And I think that what he was talking about, what Kurt Vonnegut was talking about there, is sometimes to sit with the more challenging questions can be difficult, can be painful. So we feast on that which doesn't feed us. We try to nurture ourselves with those things that don't nurture us. We avoid and numb and do whatever we can because we're trying to avoid the pain of sitting with the really important questions. Let's see if I can do this here. The Italian philosopher Antonio Gramsci says this. He says, where are my quotes here? There we are. He says, the challenge of modernity is to live without illusion, without becoming disillusioned. Right? To live without the illusions, to live without the mice, without losing or without becoming disillusioned. Because the thing about it is when we are disillusioned, when we are cynical, when we overstate, or we are in the realm of the field mice, it has kind of a withering effect on the soul. So it's how do we nurture ourselves? And spoiler alert, I think at the end of the day, the most important question that we would always ask is, what would love have me do? In any situation, I think it's always the answer. What would love have me do? And to go with it there. And I think another part of that too is sometimes or or I. Maybe I should speak the first person because maybe it doesn't apply to you. Maybe it does. But sometimes, I think that we get lost in these things, and we try to overanalyze. I try to overanalyze. But something that Rabbi Abraham Heschel says is he says that the beginning of all knowledge begins with wonder. It begins with amazement. It begins with surprise, not with cynicism, but with amazement and wonder. And sometimes what that means in that sense of amazement is it brings us to a place that is beyond rational or reason. What Abraham Heschel says is he says there are kind of two ways that we know things. One is through reason, and one is through wonder. And reason is a good thing, right? Being reasonable can be a very good thing, and using reason is a very good thing. I mean, it's what got us up this morning and got us dressed and got us here. But then there's that place of amazement and wonder and awe. And what he says is this. He says, the awareness of the unknown is earlier than the awareness of the known. The tree of knowledge grows upon the soil of mystery. The tree of knowledge grows upon the soil of mystery. And so at the end of the day, the really interesting question is to be in the amazement of the unknown. And what I mean by that is I think sometimes small question, field mice questions about the divine are like, well, what God is the real God? Is it the Christian God or the Muslim God or the Hindu God or blah, blah, blah. It's a wrong question. Actually, it's a boring question. Or does God exist or does God not exist? I think that also, for me personally, that's just kind of a boring question too, because it's missing the whole point. Because some things are deeper than reason or rationale. There's an author that I really like. His name is Paul Kingsford, and I've been reading one of his books called Confessions of a Recovering Environmentalist. And this is what he says. He says, this explains why a mystic will never win a debate with an atheist. He may have a truth on his side, but it will not be demonstrable through anything other than personal experience. And that doesn't count. Or that doesn't count in the argument, right? Because the mystic has something different. There's a different way of knowing things. Pascal says it this way. He says, the heart has its reasons of which reasons know nothing. We know this in countless ways. It is the heart which perceives God and not reason. What is faith? God is perceived by the heart, not by reason. And so sometimes the really important questions are not reasonable questions. Sometimes they're much deeper questions. And maybe what that looks like is the willingness to go to this place of amazement and wonder and awe and see what's there and see what's speaking to us. And what it means is trusting a deeper part of ourself that maybe we can't rationalize or reason, but we know it anyway, right? In Kabbalah, when you look at the tree of life, there's what's known as the Ein Sof. And the Ein Sof is the highest idea of what the divine is, and yet its name is that which cannot be known. That which cannot be known. And I think what happens is our reasonable part wants us to try to name it, because to name it somehow or another we can kind of control it or get a grip on it. But it can't be known. And I think, again, we get into the arguments, is it this, it's that, is this, is that, the other thing. And maybe it's just being willing to turn off the mind and just be, to just be. And part of that is the willingness to move into the silence. Thomas Merton says, the purest faith has to be tested by silence, in which we listen for the unexpected, in which we are open to what we do not know, and in which we slowly and gradually prepare for the day when we will reach out to a new level of being with God. And it happens in the silence, meaning it happens without us trying to put an opinion toward it. And so maybe in the world that we're in today, and this is what I'm sitting with, is maybe from my silence, which by the way is rare when you have a 2-year-old dog. I get up early and he gets up earlier. I get up earlier than that, and then he's up earlier than that. So, but in that silent moment, that moment when we let go. There's our theme for this month is taking refuge in the divine within. And again, in the Hebrew Bible or in the teachings of the Buddhists, in the Dhammapada, it talks about taking refuge or shelter or protection in the Dharma, in the teaching, and in the Sangha. And in the Hebrew Bible, in the myths and legends about the divine, one of the first names of God, this Ein Sof, that Abraham encounters is El Shaddai, which means the mountain of refuge. And interestingly, it also means the many-breasted one. Kind of like, how in Wyoming there's a mountain range called the Grand Tetons, which it doesn't take a French expert to figure out what the meaning of that one means, right? Grand Tetons, great breasts. Well, El Shaddai also means that because it's the mountain of refuge, but it's the many-breasted one. Because when one takes refuge, one is nourished. It's a very feminine, not a masculine thing. And I don't mean by male or female, but I mean it's not exertive, it's receptive. It's open. It's not grasping or clinging. It is opening and breathing and receiving. And when we are in that moment of silence without an agenda, then we're open to a new way of seeing, as Thomas Merton says, a new way of encountering where things go. And so I think it's really kind of, for myself, I know, it's really kind of important that I cultivate a level of silence every day, because the quality, the virtue, the tool that is needed today in the world that we find ourselves in, this vast, interesting, loving, messy, unfinished universe, imperfect as it is, that we find ourselves living in. The thing that I think for myself that I want to take on more and more from the heart, not from reason, is hope. Because I think hope is an act of defiance. Hope is a statement against nihilism. Hope is an opening to a new impossibility. David Rendell-Stass says this. He says, hope is a radical openness for surprise, for the unimaginable. If that is the attitude with which we look, listen, and open our senses, we enter into a meaningful relationship with whatever life offers us at any given moment. So how interesting it would be then to begin to start our day, to enter into any kind of dialogue that we're in or any kind of endeavor that we're doing, to move into this experience of hope. I think, one of the things that we know, one of the first principles of New Thought that you hear me say over and over and over and over again is that our thoughts are causative. And the thing of it is having a conscious mind, we can become conscious and therefore direct where our thoughts are going. And what if we choose hope over cynicism? What if that looks like in my silence? What if that looks like in my experiences, in my relationships, in my activities? I choose not to move to the withering aspect of it, but to move to the hopeful aspect of what is possible, what can happen. And again, then I'm asking the really interesting, juicy question: what would love have me do in this moment? What would love have me do with this person in front of me as I'm driving on, Rainbow Oaks Road at 4 p.m, and it feels like if I was going any slower, I'd be going backwards. What would love have me do in that moment? When I look at, the world that it is, and I want to respond to it, what would love have me do? And sometimes it's an act of defiance, because I think love will always ask us to hope, to engage, to not move into that level of cynicism. And again, the deeper we go, the more profound it is. Something that Dr. Holmes says is, he says, we see the condition on the outside and we heal it on the inside. So when we look at whatever, disaster of the day or catastrophe in the making, or whatever the case may be, we ask ourselves, I think, how do I relate to that? Where am I complicit in that? And what would be the loving response? Pierre Teilhard talks about trusting the long work of God. And it happens in such a way that when I change, my environment around me changes. And when my environment around me changes, bit by bit, inch by inch, over a long period of time, change happens. The world that we live in, the universe that our world lives in, is really, really, really old. And it has a long way to go. And in this moment, we have been invited to co-create in this unfinished universe. We have been able to, as Teilhard said, we are evolution becoming conscious. It is up to us, and not someone else, but us, you and me. What would love ask me to do? Because in doing that little thing, whether it's rescuing a puppy or saying a kind word or just being patient or taking a really good opportunity to just say nothing and be silence, there's power in all of those things. And when we engage in that, we change ourselves. And when we change ourselves, we change the world. So let's just take this moment in prayer. Prayer, as Emerson says, quoted today, is the contemplation of the facts of life from the highest point of view. It begins with amazement and wonder and awe, and if not that, at least an openness to wonder. Opening ourselves in this moment to that divine presence within us. And as we think about this day and all the activities that are there, we ask, opening, what would love have me do today? And we listen to that still small voice within us. And that is the answer. And that is the hope. And that is the antelope we're all going after. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rev. Perfect. I wasn't going to play this one, but this is right in line with what the Rev was getting at. So keep that hope in your heart when the world tries to get us down. If I were the sea, I would love to see you smile at me. Walk the shore a mile with me. If I were the trees, I would love to shade you with my leaves, but clean the air for you to breathe. If I were you, I would love, I would love, I would love. If I were a song, I would love to be a symphony, all together in harmony. If I were the earth, I would love to give you all that you need, but you keep taking more from me. If I were you, oh, I would love, 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 I would love. Should it be so bad to want to do something good when this world tries to bring me down? I would love, 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 I would love. If I were a book, I would love to educate the youth. Open minds just by telling the truth. If I were a pen, I would love to write to your friend. I'd be so proud of the love we send you. If I were you, I would love, 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 I would love. And should it be so bad to want to do something good when this life tries to get us down? I would love, I would love, I would love, I would love, I would love. If I were money, I would love to end poverty. Instead they keep on wasting me. If I were a gun, I would love to never kill anyone, or melt me down and make me something fun. If I were you, I would love, I would love, I would love. Won't you sing it with me? I would love, 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 I would love. Keep it going. I would love, 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 I would love. A bit louder. I would love, I would love, I would love. Mean it. I would love, I would love, I would love. I would love, I would love, I would love. Oh yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Beautiful.
We move into the good timing into the next part. Thank you, Lee. That was so heartwarming. Thank you. I'd like to share something. It was a reminder of how much joy it was for me to give. I've shared before that I give out blankets to the homeless. I have them in my trunk. I drive all night long as an Uber driver. I dance all day, teach dance all day with the little ones and adults. And then I get to meet people from all over the world at night. And So I wanted to stop by 7-Eleven and get some coffee before I drive home at 1:30 in the morning. And that's the usual little hangout for homeless. I don't know if anybody knows that, but anything that's a 24-hour place, it's warm. People drop food by your feet, drink, and money. So you don't even have to try because the food's right there in the store. And if you hang out long enough, people will give you things. Okay, so it was 41 degrees. I walk into the store, get my coffee. I walk out, and this one gentleman's still there. And with nothing keeping him warm at 41 degrees. So I ran out of my giveaway blankets in the trunk. I thought, oh, no. And I realized I had my Moonlight Theater blanket. Anybody do Moonlight Theater? Oh, yeah. So my favorite blanket was in the trunk. I'm like, no. And then I have to do it. Okay. So, and it was furry and beautiful. Oh, so I took it out of the trunk, and he was sound asleep, just like in the fetal position, trying to keep warm. So I just unfolded it and draped it over the top and got back in my car and drove away. And that was the best feeling. It just reminded me how to give without any expectation. I didn't want him to wake up and thank me. I didn't want anybody around to notice or see. There wasn't anybody anyway at 1:30 in the morning. But anyway, that joy of giving without expectation was just amazing. Speaking of, it's time to take our tithing and place it on our hearts. That's your armpit. You're keeping it warm. Okay. Let us go within and know that as we give without expectation, that makes room for receiving. Receiving the joy of this beautiful center growing, this beautiful community growing, this beautiful life growing into the direction of highest good and divine guidance. And with this tithing, this treasure, we also know that we can give our time and talent and just be grateful for all the gifts that we receive on a daily basis, all the gifts of life and this beautiful day. And we release these truths into the law of love. Together we say, and so it is. Thank
So once again, thank you all for being here today, and I want to thank Jeff. It's always good to have you here today on the first of the yes. I know yesterday's a really big day for you. That's Star Wars Day. It is, yeah. May the 4th be with you. Yes. So thank you, and thank you for the greeters. Who were the greeters this morning? Thank you very much, Larry and Karen. Very good. Yes. Jim and Lee and Laura, thank you guys so much. Please do not leave without prayer this morning. If you would like prayer, I know Laura will be doing a prayer circle in about 10 minutes after service in the Emerson room. I also want to invite you all to give a nice big hug to both Andrea and Liz, because our normal kitchen crew are all gone today for one reason or another. So both of them stepped up to make sure that there would be something to have. I'm sorry? Marilyn? And Esther and Marilyn and Matt. Yeah, so what am I talking about? There's just more and more, and yeah. Marilyn's wondering what wonderful things she did. You just showed up, honey. That's all you need to do. And you touch things in the kitchen. That's good. Yes. So many blessings to all, and there you have it. So let's pray out. So let's just take this moment to, again, recognize that amazing experience of the divine. Even in those moments when we don't even perceive it, we can open ourselves to that wonder and awe. Just knowing that love is the way. It is the answer to every question. It is the power that transforms. It was there at the very beginning of all things. That which reconciles and heals and makes all things new. It is the life we live, the breath we breathe, the experience we have. And we give thanks for this day, letting it be, and so it is. So it is.
A little classic sing-along for friendship. When you're down and troubled, and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. You sound beautiful. Don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will, 'cause you got a friend. Yeah, you got a friend. When the sky above you turns dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now and call my name out loud, and soon I'll come knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will, 'cause you've got a friend. Yeah, you got a friend. 'Cause people can be so cold, they'll hurt you, desert you, take your soul if you let them, so don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will, 'cause you got a friend. Yeah, you got a friend. You got a friend. You got a friend. Happy Sunday, everybody. Have a great one. Much love. Thank Thanks, Jim.